Hallo.
Frohes Neues. Und so.
So, wir warten mal kurz, bis ihr alle reinkommt. Der erste Live-Report in 2024.
Okay.
Guten Abend, ihr Lieben. So, seid ihr schon da? Ja, jetzt kommt ihr rein. Ich sehe gerade 24. So, heute werden wir in Teilen Deutsch machen und in Teilen Englisch, nicht wundern. Später kommt Tom mit Vedic dazu. Tom ist Notorious EDC, kennt ihr wahrscheinlich vielleicht von Instagram, hat auch einen eigenen YouTube-Kanal. Und unwahrscheinlich netter Kerl, hat sich selbstständig gemacht. Eigentlich Fotograf, der so Pöbel fotografiert hat, wie Eminem etc. Und hat dann gesagt, boah, ich habe mir irgendwie Bock auf mich selbstständig zu machen. Und ja, macht er.
Macht jetzt coolen Stuff.
So, ich finde es auch ein bisschen dunkel. Ja, da. Jawohl, kommt, also ich denke mal so, dass wir in 20 Minuten, 15 Minuten, deswegen rauschen wir direkt rein, zeigen euch, was ihr auch Neues gibt. Wenn wir sagen neu, ist es heute mal eine Ausnahme, alles vorbestellbar, beziehungsweise droppt noch. Aber als erstes möchte ich mal gerne wissen, habt ihr schon das erste Messer in 2024 gekauft, bekommen, erhalten oder in Planung? Und wenn ja, welches?
Ich hab nix.
Könnt ihr euch das vorstellen? Felix
Ich hab nix.
Aber Felix, du hast einen Stift.
Ich habe einen Stift. Das stimmt.
Zählt als EDC.
Ein erstes EDC-Stück hat es gegeben. Ja. Stimmt.
Genau. Ja. Wir können ja mal langsam anfangen. Wir haben den 8. Hast ja vollkommen recht.
Aha.
Genau. Ich würde euch gerne mal zeigen. Oh Gott, ja, ein Cosi auf jeden Fall. Und 3.
Beichte 4.
4 neue.
Läuft.
Ihr werdet mitteilen, was ich mir zu kaufen habe. Der Knaller. Bugout ist auch der Klassiker. Ja, auf jeden Fall. Bugout Mini. Doch so, das muss auch mal. Vom Bayerischen Meer. So,
Dann.
ich würde anfangen mit, ich glaube, Sandy. Sandy ist das neue Design. Auch gut. Keine Pläne bis zur GTC-Con. Ich werde dich da fragen, ob du auch durchgehalten hast. Vintage, klar. War ja erst letzte Woche. Letzte Woche das Farley. Ach ja. Das ist so cool. Farley, genau. So zwischendurch, wir gehen immer mal wieder auf die Kommentare ein. Zwischendurch zeige ich euch mal eben das Sandy. Die Sandys. Ben Peterson hat ein neues Messer designt. Sollte eigentlich Cedar heißen, der Name war schon vergeben. Ihr seht jetzt hier diese, das ist jetzt die, in Deutschland sagt man mittelspitze Klingenform. Das Besondere am Sandy ist, dass es wieder mal ein Fidget-Toy als auch Messer ist. Hat natürlich der Clip umsetzbar, wie bei ziemlich allen Ben Peterson Designs. Und hier habt ihr noch drin einen Zahnstocher. Und auf der anderen Seite, auch so ein bisschen sehr dezent versteckt, eine Pinzette. Das heißt, wenn dir mal das Schweizer Taschenmesser zu wenig, zu klein ist, das ist das. Schwarzes G10, grünes G10 mit roten Linern. Und wenn du sagst, boah, die Klingenform ist jetzt so gar nicht meins, gibt es hier auch noch eine klassische Drop-Point. Aber immer, wie ihr hier so seht, die Zahnstocher und Pinzette dabei. Und hier mit der schönen Holzversion. Kuibushia-Holz.
Genau.
So oder so ähnlich. Diese Messer könnt ihr jetzt vorbestellen. Und zwar wie immer an diesem Link. Und die kosten 72,40 bis 74 Euro. Die sind 16,6 Zentimeter. Ich habe mein Babybänder dabei. Also, oh Gott, mein Kopf dazwischen. Ein bisschen, ein ganzes Stück länger als das BE-Bänder. Wir haben 16,6 cm Gesamtlänge. Die 4 Versionen sind jetzt vorbestellbar, verschicken wir am Donnerstag. So viel dazu.
Ist ziemlich genau das Länderformat, oder? Würde ich mal so sagen.
Ja. Das kann gut sein. Und wie ihr seht hier, der Flipper-Tab, der sieht ein bisschen eigenwillig aus, oder so ein bisschen, aber funktioniert. So, es kann aber sein, dass wir heute einfach mal den Live-Report abbrechen, wenn Tom reinkommt. Ne? Nur, dass ihr dann mal ganz schnell switchen werden und euch die Neuheiten dann einfach nächste Woche zeigen. So, was haben wir noch Neues?
Was haben wir noch Neues?
Sollen wir bei
Civivi kurz bleiben?
Civivi bleiben?
Ja, oder?
Ja?
Oder?
Ja.
Ja.
Stormhole. Aluminium. Two-Tone-Finish. Mega gut. Das ist auch ein Messer, wo man sagt, oh, das ist in echt aber noch schöner als auf den Bildern. Flipper-Tab funktioniert natürlich sehr gut. Button-Lock funktioniert noch besser. Mega. Das ist jetzt die schlichteste Version.
Die augenfreundlichste.
Genau, also
kann man auch sagen.
Richtig. Spayblade ist G10 grün und G10 schwarz und Droppoint, Mikata und Holz, genau. So.
Jetzt wird es farblich ein bisschen...
Jetzt wird es ein bisschen wild, ja.
Anstrengend für die Augen vielleicht, aber es ist eigentlich irgendwie auch eine coole Farbe. Irgendwie. Auf seine Weise. Bisschen komisches Pink.
Ja, also es gibt es in 4 Farben, wir haben euch 3 mitgebracht.
Genau, und dann gibt es auch noch Damast.
Und hier finde ich auch der Sprung, der Preissprung von nicht Damast zu Damast ist, finde ich sehr, sehr angenehm. Das heißt, 86,90 kosten diese Version und diese kostet 99,80 mit der Damastlinge.
Nitro V bei den normalen, Stahl und Damast ist halt, ich schätze mal ein 8CR, aber ja.
Cool. Civivi Damast Timascus Clips. Du meinst die Clips, die so aussehen wie Timascus, ne? Aber so ein bisschen. Es ist kein echtes Timascus,
ja, ich glaube, das ist dieses geflammte Titan.
Bekommen wir auch wieder rein. Ich weiß noch nicht genau wann. Wir haben jetzt gerade eine Lieferung bekommen. In der Regel kommt ja einmal im Monat was, ja. Genau, also Stormhole liegt bei 86,90. Mit der Aluminiumversion funktioniert ich habe da schon meinen Spaß mit gehabt, mag ich sehr, sehr gerne. Ist 19,4 cm, also auch die Para 2 Größe?
Ja, eher 3, oder? Und Ampere 2 können wir ja kurz checken. Das ist ja easy.
Okay.
Ja.
Ja, so ein bisschen drunter, ne?
Wobei Klinge ist halt wirklich fast gleich, ne? Das tut sich echt nicht viel. Das ist halt nur, wie es bei den ganzen Spider-Codes und vor allem bei den Paras ist, der Griff ist halt eine Ecke länger. Aber sonst, ja.
I'm just switching to English because there's VEDC online. And I just saw yeah. He's still online. Just stay here. Tom will be here soon. Oh, mein Englisch ist ja wieder besonders gut. Ja, das wird heute was werden. Es gibt so Tage, da ist mein Englisch besonders gut. So. Das heißt Stormhole. Jetzt sind wir doch echt schnell unterwegs hier, ne?
Ja.
Achso, einmal noch eine Sache, was wir euch noch zeigen möchten, ist eine neue Version des Elementums. Ich glaube, Elementum muss ich euch so nicht mehr vorstellen. Hat jetzt so einen, das nennt sich
Lexan,
der Kunststoff. Und Lexan ist im Vergleich zu Acryl 3-mal stärker, 3-mal teurer auch. Hat halt nicht so diese Eigenschaft, dass es crackt, also dass es an die Ecken dass ihr die Gefahr laufen müsst, dass es an den Ecken eher anstößt, wie das bei Acryl manchmal so ist. Sowohl als auch es nicht so also dieses Lexan ist auch nicht UV-anfällig, also weitaus weniger als das Acryl. Ich weiß nicht, ob ihr während Covid haben wir ja alle diese Acrylwände vor uns gehabt.
Acryl-Spuckschutz. Ja.
Das war immer Acryl in der Regel, außer natürlich immer. Doch, es war eigentlich immer Acryl, wenn es Plastik war, ne?
Ja, auf jeden Fall.
Ja, und einer ist uns runtergefallen. Also wir wissen, das ist nicht so wirklich stabil. Wir hatten 1 Million Teile. So, Tom ist da. Wollen wir reingehen? Und du wirst noch mal eben kurz zeigen. Ja, zeig noch mal kurz, was du hast.
Ich zeig noch mal kurz. Also, wir haben einmal das neue Tashi Barucha Design. Das Wow!
OAO.
OAO, One and Only soll es heißen. Ist ein komplettes Integral aus einem Block Titan gefräst.
Oh.
Camo Carbon Scales. Ist auch ein Ersatzclip und Ersatzclip-Inlay mit dabei.
Ich glaube, der Clip ist dafür da, wenn du Linkshänder bist, dass du umsetzen kannst. Aber ich glaube,
ja, genau, für Lefties. Genau, was auch noch ein ganz cooler Akzent ist, hier das Weed-Zeichen ist je nach Version auch noch anodisiert. Hier ist es jetzt plain, weil es halt Silber ist. Bei der grünen Version zum Beispiel war es blau. Warum auch mal nicht grün? Genau. Sehr cooles Messer. Das liegt bei...
Die Frage ist halt, ob Lexan die Ablösung für Ultem ist. Das glaube ich gar nicht mal.
Ablösung nicht, Alternative halt, ne?
Ja,
also wenn einem die
so.
Ultem-Farbe nicht gefällt, ist das halt eine coole Möglichkeit, trotzdem in sein Messer reinzugucken können, ohne die Charakteristiken dieser wunderschönen Ultem-Farbe.
Und das Ding ist auch, das habe ich zum ersten Mal bei Civivi gesehen. Ich glaube nicht, dass die so ein Trendsetter sind. Das wäre jetzt so mein Tipp. Es muss schon mal jemand mal gucken.
Aber, ja. Genau, das Wow kostet 465 € oder 515, je nach Version. 20 CV, wie üblich.
Super leicht, ne?
Super leicht, obwohl es halt ein kompletter fetter Block Titan ist, woraus es gefräst ist, aber trotzdem sehr, sehr lightweight.
Gut.
Dann haben wir noch das Hyperactive. Auch wieder ein ziemlich fetter Brocken. Hier auch wieder das geflammte Titan, was Wii jetzt so ein bisschen für sich entdeckt hat und gerne über mal so als Akzent reinstreut. Ausnahmsweise ein anderer Stahl, Vanex in diesem Fall, ist ja eine noch korrosionsresistentere Version von M390, kann man sagen.
Ach, cool.
Besteht eigentlich fast nur aus Chrom, Kohlenstoff und halt Vanadium, deswegen Vanex. Und sonst halt wirklich gar nichts. Sonst hast du einfach nur Restspuren von irgendwelchen Kleinststoffen, ganz bisschen Silizium, also super korrosionsbeständig, super hart. 60 bis 62 Rockville wird es haben. Liegt bei 409 bis 435 Euronen. Mit einem sehr eigenwillig gefrästen Titan-Clip.
Putin-Stahl.
Was? Ja.
So. Wir werden jetzt einen Umschwung machen. Wir holen Tom dazu und wir werden so ein bisschen auf Englisch switchen. Ich glaube, du musst heute mehr Englisch reden als ich, weil mein Englisch ist heute besonders gut.
Okay.
So. Hello.
I heard the word English, so I knew it was my time.
Now it's your turn.
How's it going? Thanks for having me on.
Great to have you here.
How are you? I think it's daytime.
It's 1:13 p.m. I'm good. We got sleep last night. We feel good. We're doing good.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the second run of the Kingpins.
Sure.
Have you changed anything in the design, something, or is it the same knife since from last year?
Right. Yeah, it's the same knife. It's just a new batch because I sold through most of them pretty quickly last year, so I just wanted to make another batch.
Yeah.
I think these have pretty much sold through pretty quickly, so I'll have to order some more, but I might change up the configurations for the third batch, but for this batch, they're the same configurations as the 4 original.
Okay. And I think they will sell out very quickly again this week.
Cool.
What do you think, when will be the next run? Do we need to wait another year?
No, not another year. I'm going to order them sooner. Well, you know what happened was last year I was still living in New York and photography was my career. So I was doing this on the side. So it was like working 12 hours on photo shoots and then coming home and doing this all night and just kind of a little bit crazy. But now we moved to Tennessee and this is my full-time focus. So I'm basically doing nothing but this. So I have way more time and energy to dedicate to it. So it's really nice because now I can get all the ideas out of my head and actually do them. And I have the time to create the new designs and make more products and quality control them and all that and do everything myself for now. But yeah, it's a lot of work. So now I have the time to do it. So it's good.
Can you introduce the 4 variations?
Right. So that is the dark stone washed full titanium version. I did basically I just wanted to do something a little different because most stone washed stuff that you see is that brighter stone washed. And this is actually the reference I used was from Berg Blades. Shout out to Matt. Because some of the knives I have from him, which are actually right here, I basically showed this knife to Riot and I said, make it look like this. That's the finish I want. So, and he knows about that, so he's not going to be mad. But yeah, I really like the dark stone wash. And I just wanted to make a version of this knife where people weren't scared to use it, because I feel like so many people collect knives and then they're like, oh, if I sell it one day, I don't want there to be a scratch on it. Or even if they keep it, they just, it's nice to just have it stone washed and you don't have to worry about it. You can use it, you can beat it up, and it's all good. But that version has milled handles on the inside for weight reduction. So it's almost exactly the same weight as the micarta ones. And obviously the micarta ones are much lighter because they have micarta overlays, which removes a lot of titanium material. So yeah, so that's it. And there's a stop pin in it, so you can just close it shut. You don't have to be careful. You're not going to damage the blade at all.
That's good. Good news.
Nice. Yeah. That's very good.
So that's the modern twist. It's a little bit more modern because it has a stop pin, where more traditional slip joint would just rely on the tang to stop it. And then that's these two are the satin blade versions. So one black micarta and one OD micarta. And the titanium has a light bead blast finish on it to make it a little bit more, just a little bit fancier, a little bit more dressy looking. But yeah, just a little something different. And then that's the black on black version, which I really love this version. Especially, I like all of these micarta versions better if you just add a drop of mineral oil or just something to kind of force the patina so it just looks a little bit darker. I personally don't love dry micarta. I think it looks too clean. So especially with this black one, if you add a little oil, it just makes the whole knife look super sleek. And that one also has a stone wash finish on the bolsters as well as the blade, again, so you can use it and not feel bad about using it.
Perfect. So I'm just want to dive in some questions.
For sure.
There's a question about the 42 compliant. 42 compliant means it's legal to carry in Germany because the knife law is the 42. And so I was wondering, slip joints are not usual in the US.
Right. It's definitely more niche, and it's not the most popular style of knife. I just really love slip joints, and I figured if I thought to myself, if I'm going to make one knife and I never did this again, what knife would I make? So I wanted to make my dream slip joint, basically. So I wanted to make a more modern version of one, So that was basically my inspiration. But yeah, I know slip joints I think they're more popular in Europe and places where, you can't have a certain locking blade or whatever. Even in New York City, there was very confusing laws about knives and all that for a long time, and there still are. But now in Tennessee, you can kind of do whatever you want where I live now. So it's a little different. Yeah.
Is this a DLC coating or a PVD?
It's PVD, yeah.
See.
Nice.
And there's a question about the naming. You see it?
Let's see. So the name of the knife is after my buddy Chris Reeder, who his nickname was Kingpin, Chris, on Instagram. So he's an old friend of mine. We met through a mutual friend who actually passed away. And Chris has been kind of like my chosen dad, I like to say. So for me, he was one of the guys that showed me the ropes with custom slip joints and all that stuff. So I like to make sure, I don't know if this phrase translates to the German crowd, but there's a phrase in America where you want to give people their flowers while they can still smell them, meaning make them feel good before it's too late. So I wanted to kind of pay homage to him and just show him that respect and just do something cool where no matter what, like this name will always live on because, you know, it's kind of his nickname or whatever. Plus it just sounds really cool. So I like it.
Nice move.
It worked. Yeah. And there is, I don't know, there is a legal problem with beer bombs in California.
I'm not a lawyer. Don't ask me. It's just a bottle opener. I don't know, you know. There's a lot of legal problems in California. I don't think it ends or starts with a beer bomb. So you need to just be careful out there.
Speaking of beer bombs, was the beer bomb your very first Notorious EDC product?
Yes. So I might have done patches first, just like for the SAK all day patches. I think that was actually the first thing. But as far as a hard good, yeah, the beer bomb was first. So in 2016, I'll tell you the short story because it is a little bit of a longer story. But the short version is 2016, I had a few followers and I thought, you know what, maybe I can sell 100 of these. So I teamed up with one of my best friends. He's a mechanical engineer. He used to make machine gun robotics for the Department of Defense for the government. So he's a very smart guy. And we may have over-engineered the beer bomb because it requires multiple machines to make it. So we made it a little bit too intricate. But I saw so many bottle openers and everything was kind of like a cute animal. So I wanted to make something that looked a little bit mean just to put like a little twist on it. And I wanted to see if I could come up with something that was, you know, unique and just like a fun project. So we made 100 of them. The place that made them in the States did a terrible job with the finishing and they ruined like 30%. So I ended up giving a bunch away to friends and then the rest of them I sold. And I just kind of did it as a one-off project. And then people would message me every week for 4 years saying, when are you making more? When are you making more? And I was like, I have a career. I don't have time for this, whatever. And then Chris was actually one of the people that was like, just make them again. Like, just try it. Just do one run and see how it goes. And then next thing you know, I'm living in Tennessee doing this full time. So it's crazy. It's crazy.
But yeah, you're still working as a photographer?
No, not at all. No. I was going to go back to New York to do photography, but it just doesn't make sense with the time away and all that. Like, I would rather just put that energy into this business and being home with my family and just being here. You know what I mean?
Yes, it's great.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of a risky step, isn't it?
It would be, but I feel like I already had momentum with this business before we left. So I felt like if I could put more effort into it, then I could make it way bigger than my photography career ever was. And that's already been true even last year. Like last year, I had the biggest year with Notorious EDC by far. And I only did it full time for 5 months. So it's been an unbelievable turn of events, I'll say already. So it's been pretty amazing.
And can you say a number of beer bombs you have made since 2016? But because I always see them all sold out. And there's a drop sold out, and they are they are available in so many variations.
I don't know the exact number, but definitely thousands and thousands and thousands.
Wow.
I'm not sure, and I'm gonna ramp up production this year because I'm trying to fulfill the demand, but it's tricky because this is what people don't understand. People are like, just order more or just do a pre-order. Well, what nobody sees is when there's a little mistake from the manufacturer, I have to deal with it. So if I have all these pre-orders, then I have people's money and then they don't have their product and then they're going to be upset. And I want to avoid that. So for me, I want to do it slowly and I want to do it the right way. And, unfortunately, there's a give and take with people not being able to score on the drops. But I'm only one person right now and I'm doing literally everything myself. My wife helps me sometimes with like packing stuff, but for the most part, it's just me. So I have to design, quality control, be the custodian, write the emails, do the customer service, all that stuff. So it's a lot of work. So I'm just trying to keep myself sane and still be able to put out good products and do it in the best way possible to make sure that people get really good quality control and they get really great products that make them super happy for years to come.
So there's a question about your next projects, and this is a question I wanted to ask you.
Yes.
Too.
So the next project is I have the Kingpin front flipper, of course. So that is the one that's the closest to being done. So I had like I was telling you offline before, I have the first prototypes, but I wasn't happy with them. So I'm waiting for the second ones, which should be here in the next month or so. And then I can finally show it off. And I'm super excited because the action is so crazy on it. And it's just such a fun knife to use. And it's cool because it's the exact same knife as the slip joint, but in a front flipper. So you go from like the very slow two-handed opening to like a super quick opening with a locking blade and a pocket clip, which a lot of people ask for. So that's really cool. And then I've got...
Is the front flipper with the same size, or is this a bigger knife?
That project is the exact same size. Yeah, I might make a larger one down the line, but for now, like I said, I got to do one thing at a time. But I think there's probably a demand for a slightly larger blade. And I don't know if it's me moving to the South. Maybe I'm starting to like bigger knives now, where I used to only like 3 inches. 3 inches was my max. And now I'm like, I could go 3 1/4. So we'll see. But yeah, so that's happening. And then I've got a Warncliffe thumb stud knife that I'm working on. And it looks really, really mean. And I'm very excited about it. So I'm finishing the design. And then hopefully I'll have that as well as a fixed blade prototype for Atlanta Blade Show. Fingers crossed. So I probably won't have the front flippers for Atlanta Blade, unfortunately, but I'll have the prototype for people to check out at the table or booth wherever I end up. So that'll be really fun. I also have my worry stones. That's right in front of me. Got my worry stones in titanium, micarta, and brass. Those will be coming soon. I'm just waiting on packaging. More AGPs and new colors. AGP XL, which is going to be a larger version, which will be really fun. There's just so much stuff in the works. More patches, different designs. I'm working on a pry bar that's almost done. Working on some beads. That's in the works still. So yeah, there's a ton of stuff coming this year. It's going to be a very busy year. I'm not going to sleep much this year, but it'll be really fun.
Got you.
Nice.
And when you started to design and to make the beer bomb in 2016, you were into EDC, correct?
Yes, I got into EDC in 2014, so I had already been kind of in the community for a couple of years. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember you started with a Victorinox Classic.
Yeah, I've been collecting Victorinox Cadets. I have a bunch of those and a bunch of other Swiss Army knives. Yeah, so that was kind of my thing for a long time and still is. I always have one close by because I just love the form factor of it. Again, it's a small knife. It does what I need it to do. I always say I'm not outside chopping trees down. I'm usually just opening boxes or just mail or whatever. So I never claim to be a hard use knife guy. And if that ever changes, then I'll address it then. But for now, it's just me going through my everyday tasks, basically.
So you can say Victorinox Cadet has changed your life.
I think, you know what it was? I was taking pictures and I had a piece of fishing line hanging something, because that's what you do sometimes to make stuff look like it's floating. And I bit it to cut it and I chipped my tooth. And my dentist said, why don't you get a knife or some scissors or something? So I started on YouTube and I went down a rabbit hole of pocket knives. And then I ended up buying a Benchmade mini Griptilian and some other knives, like some, back 2014, there wasn't all the knives that there are now. It's completely different. So it was like Kershaw Leak was like the knife everybody had and stuff like that. So it was a lot of different knives back then, but yeah, I just went through all these different knives and checked out different deployment methods and handle materials and all this stuff. And eventually I kind of ended up now where I'm like, I know what I like and I don't buy too much stuff anymore because I have what I like and I know what I like more and I don't experiment too much,
You don't experiment too much in your EDC, but you're experimenting a lot in your products.
Yeah, I'm trying to do different stuff, but I try to do what I like. You know what I mean? I feel like the best way to make a successful product is to make something that you really enjoy yourself. Otherwise, how can anyone else enjoy it if you don't enjoy it yourself?
Sure, makes sense.
I just want to ask you the question. I can't see it. I think restyling a slip joint knife into a front flipper is not easy, or it's not simple. I can't see the rest of the question.
I think the rest of the question was how the flipper tab is like working or placed. If it is like the pinion knives or like the. I see. Okay.
That's all you get.
Nice sneak peek.
It's on my Instagram too. If you scroll back, there's a nice detail picture of it so you can see the exact. I wanted to keep it really low profile, so
yeah,
it's good.
That's nice. Looking good.
It's perfect. So there's a question: how many Kingpins will go online? I don't know the exact number, but we are shipping worldwide, and I think we will be sell out in minutes. Just be quick, just be fast.
Yeah, not a ton of supply, but hopefully enough to get everybody happy. I see someone said 90% of us do with our knives, open boxes and letters. This is what you do with your knife. You buy your knife and then you buy another knife and you open the new knife with the one you just bought. That's what it is.
It is, yeah.
Definitely.
So just let's do a quick EDC check.
Yes.
If you want.
So what I was telling you guys before is really what I've been carrying a lot lately is the Esnix Beer Buster Jr. front flipper. So this is designed by Evan Nicolaitis. He goes by Esnix. Let me see if you can see it nice and sharp there. So this one is really cool. I still haven't oiled in my card yet because it's pretty new, but I had my eye on this for a while. I saw the prototype in the Texas show and then I moved and life got crazy and I forgot about it. So recently in December, I saw that it was available. So this design's really, really cool. It's a front flipper with a liner lock. It's got a pocket clip on it, a little bottle opener on the back, which is crazy.
That is cool, yeah.
And Evan, if you guys don't know Evan, he goes by Esnix, and you can spell it like this on Instagram, ESNYX. Yeah, that's right. And he makes custom slip joints, and he won the best knife at the last few Blade shows. They're insane, and his work is really outstanding. So it's nice that he made some production versions of his work, so they're more easily accessible. And Riot is the manufacturer for these, so the quality is going to be amazing. So I've been carrying this a lot lately. But something that I always have in my backpack when I go out, again, I'm working from home now, so I don't go out as much, but if I hit the road, I got my pouch with me, which is, my design. And then I've always got some basics, and I did put this together for this because I wanted it to be matchy-matchy, but usually I'm pretty matchy-matchy anyway. But Big Idea Design click pen. I love their click pens. I either have an Otto refill in there, which is like a ballpoint refill, or a Schmidt Easy Flow 9000, which is a mix between ballpoint and gel, which is really nice. Got the Daily Customs. I believe that's a compact, if I remember correctly. And I got Sam's little Swiss Army knife there, the Rambler, and Eddie OEG EDC pry bar with the little Scoopy Loop Zerk bead. Let me get my fat head out of the way here. And then we got the CWF. I believe that's the mini click, if I remember the name correctly. This flashlight is not cheap, but it is really, really cool, very programmable. And once you figure out how to program it and get it in the order of brightnesses that you like, it's amazing. And then obviously a beer bomb, because why not? And then in the back, I've got alcohol wipes. And because you always need to clean some stuff. And then I don't have anything in there because I probably ran out and never refilled it. But usually I have Band-Aids and stuff. My finger's splitting open from quality control, so I'm always bleeding somewhere. It's chaos. It's chaos over here. Joseph told me I should wear a Band-Aid, and I don't listen. And then all of a sudden, my fingers, I'm like, why does this knife have blood on it? Oh, because I'm bleeding. So that one doesn't pass QC. It's off to the side.
God.
So you said we need the Beer Buster Junior slip joint in the knife lounge. There is a slip joint version of this knife as well, by the way, and it's amazing. So that's the ticket.
We are on it. So, Tom, we are just just you and me right now. Will we get the new knives as well here in the knife lounge? Can we get them?
Of course you will. Of course you will. It's not even a question.
No one is listening, so you can.
You're the first email I send. Don't worry.
Nice.
Perfect.
Yeah,
so I'm
course.
very excited about the fixed knife, about everything.
It's gonna be a busy year. It's very exciting. So I think it's gonna be really cool. I got my work cut out for me, and I'm just excited. And maybe I could talk to you later about this German shipping stuff, because the Germans are very important to me, and I know that they're all mad at me for not shipping to them. So I need to make them happy. I want to get that figured out. That's a next thing too. I got to get the German shipping figured out as soon as possible, because I got to take care of my Germans. You know that.
Yeah, you're Germans.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a lot of crazy knife nuts here and fans.
The best. Germans are the best.
So, let me see your EDC.
Okay.
What you got?
It's all bronze today. We got the Giant Mouse Biblio in bronze.
So,
I got the CKF. I always forget the name. Damascus clip. I got the Wing Knives miscreant, where I recently fucked up the tip.
Do you know who designed that knife? Is that Brad Zinker by chance?
Zinker. Yeah.
I thought so. Very distinct.
It is. So there we got Matchy.
I love his work, by the way.
Prybar. And I think...
Do you need more space?
No, it's working. So we got the tactile nitro pen. And that's it, more or less. Then we got the typical Warstone stuff. And the always never changing, almost never changing PM2.
Classy.
Felix, you got a big pocket.
Yeah, I got a lot of pockets. And we got the boot knife, AK2.
It's always the same with him. I only carry 2 knives, but...
That's almost it.
This is what people think Americans do. They think you just wake up, you got 40 knives in your pockets.
Bastinelli credit card knife. And we got something old school classy too. A Moki. Made in Japan. With mother of pearl and desert IO mode. And that's it.
Sure.
Dave said, best belt on the market. Nothing else can hold these pants.
Yeah, for sure. So I'll make you some space or something like that.
Yeah, just have 2 knives. You know it. It's the Cyborg Jack.
Shout out to
Jack
Ben
Wolfman.
and Donnie and Cole.
Yes. You're talking a lot about slip joints, you and Ben, right? I think so.
And guns, yeah, all the above. Yeah, he's my gun Yoda.
Gun Yoda.
He's my gun Yoda. Yeah.
Nice.
And I just have a little baby bender. So this is all I carry today. Yeah.
Well, if your knives break, you know who to go to.
Yeah.
He's got you covered.
So I think do you guys have some questions? I'm not sure I got every question, but I think so. Yeah.
Someone said something about GBG is also not shipping to us. Is that Great Britain, I'm guessing? Garage built gear. That's what it means. I see.
Yeah.
Huh.
You are also, I'm not sure if this is, do you know Tashi Barusha?
Of course. I was just looking at your, I love his stuff. I was watching along and trying to pretend I understand German, but that new design is so sick. I messaged him and I was like, how the hell do you come up with this stuff, man? When he took it apart to show how it breaks down, I was just, it's mind blowing what the stuff that he comes up with. It's unbelievable. Is that integral too?
Yeah.
God, it's so cool. And it's interesting to me because you don't really see super unique stuff anymore. So when he comes out with this, I'm just like, where does he come up with this stuff? It's unbelievable. It's so good. I'm excited. I wish I liked flippers more, like a standard flipper, because all his stuff is flippers. I wish he did like a front flipper design. That would make me happy selfishly, but his stuff is always so cool. It's so cool.
It is.
And there's a question if you, if I remember correct, your parents are from Europe, right?
Yeah, my mom's from Poland and my dad is from Croatia, which is where he lives now.
So maybe there's a chance that you and your family will come over to Germany or to Europe.
I hope so.
someday?
I hope so. I would love to go to Germany. I've never been other than a layover to go see my dad, but the airport's not exactly the most exciting thing. Munich airport.
Yes.
I would love to one day.
One day. So we got you.
You're always welcome.
Yeah.
I will not be drinking with you guys because I don't want to die, but that's off the table. Let's see how it goes at Blade Show. So not you guys, you're good. You behave, but all the other Germans. Dangerous.
The own author. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's a good question. Do you think the XL All Good pouch will fit a full-size Vero fulcrum?
I think the current one would fit it if you go
Dave
this way.
just said you don't drink.
Yeah, okay, Dave. Yeah, I think this size would actually fit the full-size fulcrum, but I don't remember what the length is on it. But the inside of this pouch is about 6 inches, so I don't think it's bigger than that.
And we don't calculate in inches, so if you say something in an inch, it's just
It's like 3 centimeters or something like that. So give or take 2.75 centimeters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I wish we did the metric system. It makes way more sense. It's in increments of 10. No one knows what's going on here. That's why all the houses are crooked, because everything is 3 5/8 and all that. Slip joints are always measured in 3 5/8 closed. It doesn't make any sense. I wish it was just millimeters and we just call it a day, but I'm not going to win that battle, unfortunately. No.
So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. It was awesome. I appreciate it.
Was a pleasure.
Always good to talk to you guys. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in the New York show. That's going to be awesome.
Thank you.
Very cool.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Tschüss. Just